It wasn't necessarily even my comment to Michelle.
Jaime exposed and confronted before the rose ceremony on The Bachelorette, and we have to get into everything that went down. Hey guys, and welcome back to another shared news. We've got all the tea you need to know on The Bachelorette, and we're gonna get into it, but before we do that, make sure you guys are subscribed to our channel and ring the bell so you never miss out on any future videos. As always, I'm your host, Zachary Reality, and boy, was it Jaime's night. So we all saw what happened last week on The Bachelorette when Jaime confronted Michelle about her potential past with Joe from Minnesota. On top of that, Jaime also questions Michelle's character and authenticity about being the Bachelorette when he brought up a rumor that Michelle was seen with another guy in Minnesota weeks before they left to film. I still don't understand why he had a problem with that and didn't bring it up to her on his one-on-one date, but we're gonna get into it because when Michelle brought up Jaime's concerns to the group, she didn't mention his name in particular, but she was very upset and she did let all of the guys know that she thinks, or she heard from somebody, that everybody in the house was concerned about her and Joe, and in reality, it was just Jaime. So all of the guys were wondering who upset Michelle, and Jaime said nothing. He literally said nothing, and Michelle walked away. It was a blank silence in the room. And on last night's episode, Michelle finally let it slip to Rick that Jaime was the guy behind the lies all along. Rick told Nayte and a couple of the other guys in the house, and they confronted Jaime. It then became a group thing where all of the guys in the house expressed their frustrations with Jaime for not being honest that he was the one who started all of this mess and brought all of the guys into it. And Michelle came in for the cocktail party, and this is where it all went down. And when Jaime got confronted, he wanted to defend himself, so he let Michelle and all of the guys know that he was trying to be preventative and proactive in protecting Michelle and her image because he thinks that it would hurt her and Joe later down the line if they didn't confront this issue of them knowing each other now versus later. And it didn't even have to be an issue, and I think that is what Michelle's whole point was to Jaime, is that it didn't have to be an issue. She could have easily just said, yeah, I kind of knew Joe before, we've never met, but that was the extent of it. But Jaime was the one that made it an issue, that told Michelle that all of the guys in the house were talking about it, and that is what really frustrated all of the guys in the house who literally weren't talking about it, and Michelle, who was very upset that Jaime even brought in that rumor that she was seen with another guy in Minnesota. So it was the weirdest thing because when Rick told Nayte what was going on and then they called up Jaime, he had to go up the stairs and confront the guys. Jaime started to bring up the viewer aspect of it, like what a viewer would be thinking at home about Joe and Michelle or about anything going on with the whole drama. And then he started to bring up the episodes, and it's like, you're in the bubble, you're filming the show right now. Why are you thinking about the viewer and the edit? Like, we're literally on week 3 here. This is episode 3. And in reality, for them, like, this is months back. So they're just filming a show. They've been there a little over a week, maybe 2 weeks. Why is Jaime thinking so much about what episode is going to air and the viewer aspect of it? And Nayte had a really funny reaction when he called him out. And I think this is why a lot of people are really starting to warm up to Nayte and love Nayte. I mean, everyone's been warm up to him. He's clearly a front runner, but Nayte had a hilarious reaction to it, which had everyone rolling on the floor. Jaime is just so out of touch and ridiculous and unself-aware, and it really seems like after watching him and seeing his social media and how he responded to everything that he still seems very out of touch. So this is where Michelle put Jaime in his place after all the guys already. Jaime just got put in his place a lot this episode. So Michelle wanted to pull him aside, and she decided to let him go and let him have it as well. He ended up going home before the rose ceremony. She couldn't even wait. It kind of put a disturbance in the cocktail party, but I think everyone was really happy that Jaime finally got sent home because it just wasn't really making sense why he was trying to start all this problem. And then not even to bring up the fact about that producer conversation he had midway through the episode where he was acting like he had no competition and he was the toughest guy in the house. I mean, there's plenty of guys in the house who have way stronger connections with Michelle. It's always the guy who is who's very unself-aware that acts like this and acts so self-righteous like Jaime. Like, Jaime has no idea what's happening, at least from the viewer's perspective. It seems like Michelle has way stronger connections with Brandon, with Rodney, with Nayte, with Rick, with literally everyone else except for Jaime. So I'm glad that he was able to get put in his place. And after watching the episode, Jaime even went onto his own social media to let everyone know that the trolls are not bothering him, that we are only seeing so much of this. Jaime is ready to speak his truth. I cannot wait for it. The men tell all. I really hope that Jaime does not go to Bachelor in Paradise. He's just not the villain we love and are entertained by. Sometimes we love the villains, and sometimes villains put their foot in their mouth, just like Jaime, as well as Peter. So Michelle ended up sending him home, and that was the demise of Jaime. So let us know in the comments down below, did you guys want to see more of Jaime? Do you feel like we needed that villain energy to last longer throughout the season? Or do you think it was best that Michelle cut him off and sent him home? And do you guys want to see him in Paradise? Do we think he could show up there? Let us know, and make sure you guys are subscribed to our channel and ring the bell. And before you guys go, make sure you're following me down below at Zachary Reality. Come talk all things Bachelor Nation with me. That is all we have to share, so thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time.